Hello friends and welcome back to Discover Literature. In the previous video, we delved into the captivating worlds of Man and Superman and explored the fascinating biographies of the renowned authors such as A.G. Gardiner and William Somerset Maugham. So today we are going to discuss about the extraordinary life of T.S. Eliot, who was a prominent American born British poet, playwright, essayist, editor, and a critic of the 20th century. He is best known for his modern poetry, including The Waste Land, which was considered as one of the most important poems of the 20th century. He was known as a very influential, insightful essayist, particularly in the realms of literary criticism and cultural commentary. The full name of T.S. Eliot was Thomas Stearns Eliot. His writing delves into the fragmented and disillusioned nature of modern life, captivating themes of cultural decay and spiritual crisis. His work explores the interplay of time and memory, often juxtaposing past and present to examine how memory shapes identity and perception. Engaging with religious and philosophical themes, Eliot's poetry reflects a search for meaning or redemption in a secular age. His writing style is marked by intellectual rigor and linguistic precision, with innovative experimentation in language, form, and structure. Drawing on mythology, religious iconography, and literature, Eliot enriches his work with layers of symbolism and allusion. Through his exploration of existential themes and depth of philosophical insight, his poetry remains a cornerstone of modernist literature, resonating with readers across generations. Friends, let's now discuss about the life of T.S. Eliot. So, Eliot was born on September 26, 1888, in St. Louis, Missouri, USA, into a prominent family with New England roots. His family was wealthy, and his father, Henry Ware Eliot, was a successful industrialist, while his mother, Charlotte Stearns, was a poet and a social worker. Eliot attended Smith Academy in St. Louis, then Milton Academy. He went on to study at Harvard University, where he completed his undergraduate degree and later pursued a master's degree in philosophy. He also studied at the Sorbonne in Paris and at Merton College, Oxford. In 1914, Eliot moved to England, where he would spend most of his life. While studying at Oxford, he became immersed into a literary circles of London. In 1915, he married Harwood, which was a turbulent marriage that influenced his work. Eliot's first major poem, The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, was published in 1915 and is considered a landmark in modernist poetry. His work, The Waste Land, is perhaps his most famous, and it has a profound impact on the course of modern literature. Eliot's writing is often categorized by its allusions to classical and contemporary works, its exploration of themes like fragmentation and alienation, and its use of free verse and complex imagery. In 1927, Eliot became a British citizen and converted into Anglicanism, which had a significant influence on his later work. He explored religious themes in poems such as Ash Wednesday and Four Quatrains. Eliot was also an important literary critic and wrote influential essays on literary theory such as tradition and the individual talent. He also authored several plays including Murder in the Cathedral and Cocktail Party. Eliot received numerous honors during his lifetime, including the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1948. He continued to write and contribute to literary discussions until his death. He died on January 4, 1965 in London, England. So friends, we can say that Eliot's works has had a lasting impact on literature and continues to be studied and admired for his depth, complexity and innovation. Friends, T.S. Eliot is one of the most influential figures in modernist literature with a body of work that spans poetry, drama and literary criticism. So, here are some of his most important works in detail. The Love Song of J. Alfred Prufrock, 1915. This poem is often considered a landmark of modernist poetry. It explores the introspective thoughts of J. Alfred Prufrock, a man who is uncertain and anxious about his place in the modern world. Through dramatic monologue and stream of consciousness techniques, Eliot examines themes of alienation, indecision, and existential dread. The poem is filled with vivid imagery and allusions, making it a complex yet impactful piece. Second is The Wasteland, that is 1920. The Wasteland is Eliot's most famous work and a cornerstone of modernist literature. The poem is a dense and fragmented exploration of post-World War I Europe, reflecting a sense of disillusionment and spiritual desolation. Structured in 5 sections, it draws heavily from a wide range of literary, religious, and cultural sources, including the Bible, classical mythology, and various other texts. The use of multiple voices, fragmented structure, and eclectic references gives the poem a distinctive character and has led to extensive analysis and interpretation. Third one is The Hollow Man. This poem delves into the spiritual emptiness and despair that can arise from a lack of faith or purpose. The hollow men in the poem are caught between the life and death in a state of spiritual paralysis. The imagery and language in this book emphasize decay and emptiness, culminating in the famous line, "This is the way the world ends," not with a bang but a whimper. Then next is Ash Wednesday. Ash Wednesday marks a significant shift in Eliot's work, reflecting his conversion to Anglicanism in 1927. The poem is often interpreted as a meditation on spiritual rebirth and redemption, expressing the poet's desire for renewal and reconciliation with faith. It uses symbolic imagery and has a more devotional tone compared to his earlier works. Next is Four Quatrains. This series of 4 poems is considered Eliot's magnum opus. It is deeply philosophical work that reflects on themes such as time, spirituality, and the human condition. Each of the 4 poems, Burnt Norton, East Cocker, The Dry Salvages, and Lytton Gidding, focuses on different aspects of time and the cyclical nature of life. Drawing from Eliot's personal religious journey, Four Quatrains is a reflective and contemplative work that explores the intersection of the temporal and the eternal. Next is the dramatic works. Eliot also wrote several plays, most notably Murder in the Cathedral, 1935, which tells the story of martyrdom of Thomas Becket, and The Cocktail Party, 1949, which is a adaptation of Fights. These plays reflect his interest in religious themes and his skill in creating compelling dramatic narratives. Literary criticism. Eliot's critical essays such as Tradition and the Individual Talent and the Metaphysical Poets have had a profound influence on literary theory and criticism. His essays often emphasize the importance of tradition and the interplay between past and present in literary creation, advocating for a view of literature and a continuum.